What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Yankees Avenue Show on the Yankees Avenue YouTube channel. As usual, I'm Patrick Hennessy. That's Dan Rourke. Dan, how we doing today?
I'm doing good, man. I got a nice new chair that I'm sitting in. I got a new computer set up. Well, not new, but new to this location. So my angle might look a little bit different. Lighting, I don't know. Pat says I look better. Thank you. I'm doing all right, man. How you doing?
Yeah, no, you look great. It's nice because we both kind of come from the same angle now. You know what I mean? Like usually you're coming from upwards, I'm coming from downwards, but now we're both
We're
coming from
level, bro.
downwards.
We're level.
We're level. But yeah, no, the Yankees season is almost officially over. It's gonna feel good. It's gonna be like a relief when it's like the Yankees are officially eliminated from postseason contention. We're not there yet though, so there's a little chance. I think right now it's like what 0.7%.
Yeah, I haven't even checked the odds, but and I was a part of the crew myself within even a few days ago, like going into Sunday's game. Like, there's a chance the Yankees win out or only lose one game and other things go our way. There's a chance. Losing that game though on Sunday and just where things are headed, I think we can officially say or unofficially say the season is kind of over, which
Yeah,
I call me a fake
we've
fan,
said that
but
for
at
a
this point,
while.
I want it to be done. I want it to be done. I kind
Yeah,
of wish we could fast forward to whenever the first like postseason press conference is, like when Cashman speaks. I just want to get to that point because that's like the next landmark in the season.
yeah. I thought you were gonna say let's fast forward to the first postseason game in
No,
Citizens Bank Park in Philly. It's gonna be great. Before we get started, I want to give a huge shout out to our sponsor, FOCO. Me and Dan rocking these friendship bracelets because we're best of friends.
bro, I
Um,
was just saying to you before the show, I was like, yo, I legitimately am a big fan of these bracelets. And the reason that's a big deal is I don't wear I feel like accessories are a lot more of like a you thing. Like, I don't know if you wear accessories,
sure.
but I would assume you would. Not exactly my vibe, but every single day I've been wearing these friendship bracelets. And
You rock it
when I
well.
put them on every morning, I think of you, Pat, because they keep us connected.
It does. No, it does.
Real quick, I also want to
Um,
warn everybody, as you can see that top, it's obviously a very light show today, but that's
Very
kind of
light
just the
show.
state of the season and shit. So bear with us. We're gonna kind of shoot the shit, talk a little bit of ball, and just vibe,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah, I think that's kind of what it's going to be for the rest of the regular season. Unless like any crazy storylines pop up, but it's a weird state in Yankees baseball
Yeah.
right now. So let's get in topic number one though, because even though the season is all but determined, the Yankees have been the best team in baseball, arguably statistically, since August 28th. They have the best record, 14-6. I'm gonna be honest. I think I saw that you posted this a couple days ago, and I was a little bit surprised. I'm not gonna lie because obviously I've been like tuning into games here and there. I'm not dedicated 1,000% like I was earlier in the season, where I'm like sitting down watching the beginning to end of every game. But
Mm.
to see that they've been 14-6 and having the best record in baseball over the past 3 weeks, almost a month at this point, is kind of crazy because it doesn't feel like it. But what's the biggest positive that you've taken away from the recent hot stretch?
Yeah, and real quick, I agree with you on that. I mean, I knew they've been winning, but it's probably because they haven't been dominating by any means, and it's still, to be honest, hasn't been like a very exciting brand of baseball, especially since Jason's gone down. But yo, for me, the most exciting thing is, and this doesn't take up the whole duration of the stretch because it wasn't good during all of it, but I want to shout out Carlos Rodon, who, well, had that clunker against Detroit, 7 runs, and was terrible, and we were really pissing on him. Had 5 innings against Boston, 1 run, 9 strikeouts the next start, which the strikeout total is getting up there. That's a really good sign because that's what Rodon is all about, striking out hitters, getting whiffs. But most recently in Pittsburgh, I thought he looked the best he has looked all season. He racked up 10 Ks, almost went 7 innings, would have if didn't have terrible luck that whole game with umpires missing strike three calls and a ground ball hitting off the third base bag. Would have completed 7 innings, only went 6 2/3. But yo, he's starting to look like Carlos Rodon. The stuff, particularly the fastball, is getting there. His final 2 pitches of that start on Sunday, 99.6 miles an hour and 99.8 miles an hour, which, a lot of people have talked about, oh, Rodon's velo isn't all that down, so it's kind of concerning he's still getting hit. Well, he wasn't throwing like 90 miles an hour. I mean, he was still like topping out at what, like 96, 97, like at times. Like he was on the brink of 100 this past weekend and finally starting to mix in like a third pitch. He's throwing the curveball, also mixing some changeups here and there, which we've talked about a lot, yo. Like you can't just be a fastball slider pitcher as a starter and expect to succeed in the big leagues. So the fact that he's starting to develop a little bit of a brain, and that's rude. I shouldn't say that, but I'm glad he's pitching a little bit smarter and the stuff seems to be there. That's a sign I'll take going into next year because that is important. He needs to.
Yeah. No, I'm always one to give credit where credit's due, and I think Carlos Rodon deserves a little bit of credit. We're looking at two straight starts now where his numbers have improved. If you look at the season stats, obviously we'll look at it as a disaster of a season between the injuries and the almost 6 ERA. But if we want to look at his past two starts real quick, obviously the most recent one against Pirates was his longest start of the season, 6 2/3, 3 earned runs, 10 strikeouts. Bro, that's awesome. Like if that's what Rodon's gonna give you on a consistent basis, that's what we signed up for, right? Maybe 2 earned runs, but that's the ideal scenario. And then obviously the start before that against the Red Sox, 5 innings, 1 earned run, 9 Ks. So we're finally starting to see the swings and misses, and the stuff looks like it's finally getting there. So it's definitely promising going into next season now, because it's not like, oh, Carlos Rodon's a total complete bust, not like a waste of a human being, a pathetic human being, like I called him a couple weeks ago. But
You
yeah, no,
apologize for that.
no, I'm not apologizing, but it's he's rebounding, and
Okay.
it's good to see. He's improving himself from the pathetic human being that he was.
You're unbelievable, but I'll accept it that you're open to the return of Carlos Rodon being a fucking star. Well, I shouldn't say return. He never
Bro,
really was a stud with us, but he has to
but
be
I
good. Too.
think
Bottom line is, like we talked about it a lot. Like the rotation next year is kind of effed up. No matter what, I mean, unless they sign Yamamoto, which very well could happen. But right now, we're looking at Carlos Rodon as the Yankees' number 2 starter next year. Like we need this dude,
yeah.
to be not just pitch decent, but like be a fucking dog. He has to be the one. Like, dude, he was the 1A, supposed to be the 1A to Garrett Cole, and he's been like a 5D to Garrett Cole. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, if he's even on the field, right? I think that's a big
Yeah.
thing. And going into next season, that's what we're all going to be holding our breath for. Like, is Carlos Rodon even going to be healthy? And that's going to be the biggest question mark. But did you see Anthony Miskowitz? I think that's how you pronounce the
Yeah.
last name. Bro, he got hit in the head and the ball flew into right field. Like I guess it was judging right. He almost caught it on the fly, bro.
Bro, it looked like one of those. You ever see those edits people are doing a lot? Shout out Gabe because he kind of came up with them. Where like they'll throw like an edit of dude bunting and the ball.
Oh, and then it's like, oh, yeah,
He
yeah, yeah.
reminded me of that, bro. I didn't at first. I was shocked it hit his head because the yes camera. I don't know if it fully. I don't think it fully caught it coming off his head. It was just like line drive, and then he switched the thing going to the right field. So I thought maybe like deflected off. So it was crazy. Anyways, he's apparently okay. He's like in concussion protocol, I guess, but. I mean, shit, that was really bad. I mean, it paused play for about 10 minutes or so, and like he was down on the ground, ear bleeding. Good thing he's all good. That was fucked up. That was scary shit.
Yeah.
Yo, I just want to talk about this really quick. Did you have something else to say? Because I have something I want to ask you.
No, I was just gonna say, just last thing regarding that is I couldn't imagine myself like returning to the mound after that. Like there's got to be some sort of PTSD, or like you always have that, like kind of Stanton when he came back from getting hit in the face. Like,
Yeah,
bro, if there's definitely a mental game after that as well.
totally. I mean, like, especially with pitchers, bro. Because at least with Stanton and being a hitter, you could kind of like secure yourself in the thought of, all right, you get the helmet with the flap going around your jaw like Stanton did after getting hit. You're pretty much protected. And you figure that's not going to happen again. You're a pitcher. I mean, there's really no way to like guarantee, all right, this isn't going to occur.
They've
And like,
experimented with
well, they
those.
have, but also you look like an idiot when you wear them. So much so nobody
Well,
wears
they've
them.
made them
I mean,
less poofy.
oh, have they? Then maybe I just don't
Yeah.
notice before, but like, yeah, no, that shit would be in my head, especially like the hitters are facing these days. Yo, so you know what he talks about, like when Jasson got called up, like, oh, people wanted to trade him for Brian Reynolds, blah, blah. Well, I'm now, I guess I could say, like, glad that didn't happen. I'm not like 100% gung ho because, yo, one, Brian Reynolds fucking owns us. So it got me looking at his stats. Dude is again having a solid year. I just want to put this out there and not suggesting the Yankees should have listened to me and traded Jasson for Brian Reynolds. I know I get a little outlandish sometimes with, how much I put my takes out there. But the dude does have 22 homers this year and 800 OPS. I mean, you could argue if we had that production out of left field this year, we're making the playoffs, and this season's a totally different story. I'm just going to go out there and say that. So I'm not asking you, would you have done that deal? But like, I still don't think it was a crazy take to suggest Dominguez for Brian Reynolds.
No, not at all. And I think also at the same time, like you look at right now, Brian Reynolds helps the Yankees. Dominguez, butterfly effect. Who knows if it still would happen, but he's getting Tommy John. He won't have any sort of impact on the Yankees until the second half of next season, if that. And then also you kind of have to hope that the very, very small sample size, what was it, 10 games we saw from Jasson Dominguez, is going to actually replicate over a much longer period of time, like
Yes.
we see from Brian Reynolds over how many years now, where he's an all-star basically every single season. So I don't think it's blasphemous at all. Would I do it right now? Probably not, just because
No.
the current state of the Yankees. I don't know if Brian Reynolds is like the fixer of the team,
Right.
but yeah, I don't. I still don't think it was crazy at the time looking back.
Yeah, it just pissed me off on Twitter. People are like, "Oh, people really wanted to trade Jasson Dominguez for Brian Reynolds." Like,
Bro, Twitter's and like I the more I browse Twitter and the more I'm just on it, the more I realize it's a cesspool, bro. Like
Yo,
I saw this
totally.
tweet the other day. And don't get me wrong, like we're bringing up Anthony Volpe. He's had a nice rookie season. Not great by any means, right?
Yeah.
But I saw some Yankee fan post like the most cherry picking thing I've ever seen in my life. I'm sure you saw it because it went pretty like viral on baseball Twitter, I guess you could say. So the it says Anthony Volpe has had more home runs than Dansby Swanson, Xander Bogaerts, Carlos Correa, Bo Bichette, and more defensive runs saved than Lindor, Gunnar Henderson, Corey Seager, Jeremy Pena. Yet I'm told he's having a bad rookie year. It's just stuff like this that I see on Twitter where it makes me realize why Yankee fans are so hated, bro. And it's just
Yo,
I
it's
can't
baseball
do it
fans across
anymore.
the board that talk that way, though, dude. I'm telling you, it's an
No, but I feel like
epidemic
I guess
across
because
Twitter.
my algorithm is mostly Yankee
Yeah,
stuff where that's like what I'm being fed. And it's gut wrenching sometimes.
bro. So here's the thing that I can't stand. It's that line at the end. But people told me, or yet people told me that Anthony Volpe is having it bad, which I don't think he's having at all. I think he's for the most part
And
been
not many people are saying.
no. That's a big part of it too, bro. It's like just the way some people talk, man. It's like I swear, bro, a lot of baseball fans just coming off their like online personality, the way they come off as, not likable at all. Not somebody I would want to just shoot the shit, have a beer with, or a white claw for my sake, and just hang out and like talk how we are talking ball. Like there's very few people I see on like Yankees Twitter or baseball Twitter as a whole. I mean, there's some people I like on Yankees Twitter, but just in general, I don't know. I just feel like things are different than they used to be. I will say on Volpe's season, I look at it still as a success. The numbers have fallen down. Like the OPS is below 700. The batting average is around like 210. He is going to finish. He has the 2020 under his belt, and I can kind of attribute to his struggles in September. The dude's never really played this long a season, so this is something that he'll just have to, and he'll probably come back next year in like an even better shape to be able to sustain production over a 6 month period. I think he's kind of just burnt out, which happens a lot of times with rookies. So what I've said all season long, like there's been enough flashes of like a really good baseball player and to go with very consistent defense at short that hasn't fallen off at all to where like that's something too I take and I'm excited for 2024.
Yeah, no.
Anybody saying that he's like had an amazing rookie year is fooling themselves. But also nobody said he's had a horrible rookie year either though. Like people kind of just make shit up out of thin air to like put their take, which didn't need to be said to begin with.
Well, that's kind of the thing, right? And I think going into next season, you're gonna need to see some improvement offensively from Volpe. And I think the speed has definitely been a little bit underwhelming because especially the way he started off this season, I think he has 8 stolen bases since July 1st.
Right.
Could give or take a few there, but that's not what we expected from Anthony Volpe. And I'd like to kind of see going into next season. I think a key for the Yankees offense will be for Volpe's contact and speed to improve because I think that's where he provides the most value to the Yankees. Bro, let's just be honest. I don't think Anthony Volpe hitting 25 home runs with a sub 700 OPS is that valuable to the Yankees compared to if the dude was hitting like, I don't know, 270 with 20. You know what I mean? And I
Totally.
hate going to batting average, but I feel like in situations like this, that's where he provides the most value.
I think where he was creeping up at about a month ago, and once again, I really think it's all like I attribute it all to fatigue, the way he's fallen off at the end. But if he can be a plus shortstop defensive, which he is, while putting up like a 740, 750 OPS, like preferably at the minimum, because that's right around like about league average or a little above, while hitting 20 plus homers. I mean, like there's definitely some value in this style of play for Anthony Volpe,
Yeah.
but like the ultimate season stats, you're not going to look at and be like, oh, wow, he was. I mean, I was predicting him to win rookie of the year at the beginning of the season. Like, obviously, that's not what he's ended up doing. I will say on the speed, like the sprint speed on Savanas is 78th percentile. I mean, that's not a guy like that you expect to steal 40 bases a year. And it goes back to what we always talk about with him. It's the jumps that he has to work on because that's really what his game has all been about. Like we always heard he's great at getting good jumps, getting good reads on pitchers, which definitely was the case early on in the season. But you start to wonder, like, did they catch up to that a little bit? Like, do they know like his rhythms and like his timing with the dancing off first base and shit? Like, but with any rookie, there's gonna be like adjustments going into the sophomore season. And he's done enough to where I'm excited, not like nervous going to next year. I'm excited for what more he's gonna have in store.
Yeah, no, I think my last note on him is that I hope that like this season was a realization for Yankee fans that like maybe temper expectations for him a little bit. Because I think coming into the season, the expectation was him to be like this offensive presence at the top of the lineup. And I just don't think that's who he is, especially going through his minor league stats. I think his highest OPS in the season might be like a touch above 800 or something. Like
Well,
I don't think
2021 he
he's
went off. But I know what you're saying.
I don't see him being like the offensive weapon. I don't think he's ever going to bat over 300. Like I think the peak for Volpe in like an outlier season will be like batting 275 with a plus 800 OPS and 25 home runs, right?
Which word,
Which
yo.
is which is really
Yeah,
good.
like I'll still
But
dream about
that's what I view as the peak.
right. I'll still dream about like a peak even higher than that. But I'll say this, even if he doesn't like get to that level, what you just mentioned, like he can still be like if you get 10 years of a shortstop provides good defense with honestly, like say he averages an OPS of like 760 over that 10-year span, like there can be value that long as he's still stealing bases.
Yeah.
What was I gonna say? I think we have a full show, by the way. This is I'm gonna make this a topic on the graph. So
Oh,
this was
cool.
technically topic
Nice.
2, Anthony Volpe talking about his season, which we haven't done in a while anyway. So I think it plays well. It's good we did that.
No, yeah, I definitely agree.
Well, though. Oh,
Yeah,
well,
well,
actually, technically, if
yeah,
that was topic 2,
before we get into topic number 3, we want to give a huge shout out to our sponsor, FOCO, FOCO. Hit that link in the description. Browse all the products they got going on. They got these friendship bracelets. If you have a friend, buy a pack of friendship bracelets. Use code Yankees Avenue, save 15% off your purchase, and give one to your friend. Or if you have, maybe if you have 2 other friends, give one to each friend, and then you all have a matching bracelet.
are you going to discuss the other option here?
I don't have another friend.
If you have no friends, you can
If
always
you
rent.
have no
You can
friends,
rent one at Goodwill. Don't worry about it. Yeah, they got these nice ass Foco.
rent a friend
Yeah, you never heard of that? For
at
like,
Goodwill.
yeah, I used to do it all the time when I was younger. I had a tough childhood, bro. Just kidding, but I'm sure you could do that somewhere. Yeah, big fan of these. I take them everywhere with me. Was in Hoboken, had them back to this Jersey Shore. I take them down with me. Friendship bracelets. Just talking about how I wear these all the time, and yo, they got a bunch of other stuff as well. Anything with the Yankee logo on it, I always say they probably have it, including wall art, apparel. I just put my left foot on my right foot or left shoe on my right shoe.
Bobby heads.
Bobbleheads, yeah. And you know, the Giants, they did have a nice come from behind victory on Sunday.
Oh, I'm a
So
Giants fan now. Yeah,
you
my
are
Giants.
that I like that's fine. If you want to hop off Jets on the Giants now, that's fair. It's different than Yankees to Phillies though, because you were like you decided you were a Jets fan a week ago. Like you have like kind of like a 2-year or 2-week like return policy. I get that.
Okay.
We'll talk about this. I think we should talk about this at the end. But anyways,
Okay.
Giants stuff they'll have, Jets stuff they'll have. And yo, the Jets season isn't over by any means. I mean, in the end, what does it ultimately come down to? We're playing the Patriots. We got to beat the Patriots this Sunday, 1:00. I lost more money this weekend, by the way, on the NFL. That's
Nice.
unfortunate. But yo, bottom line is baseball fan, Yankee fan, NFL fan, NHL, NBA. When does the NBA even start? Like November or some shit?
Who knows?
Yeah, but if you are,
I don't watch until June.
So what's the code, Pat?
The code is Yankees Avenue at checkout. Save 15% off your purchase.
Oh, yeah.
Let's get to topic number 3. Let's talk about Oswaldo Cabrera a little bit. Another guy who I absolutely ripped to shreds that one episode. I went completely off on him.
Right, yes.
I would say since then, he's been pretty good. Since August 28th, he has an 854 OPS and I guess an overall solid second half. I think also something interesting from him, and I kind of forgot he was a switch hitter, but he faced a lefty on left. A lefty batting from the left side of the plate. I think maybe for the first time in his career the other day. Is
Yes.
that right?
Yes, for the first time in his career, lefty on lefty, which he said he is not confirmed going to be doing like more often, but it's something that they're thinking about. And Boone said when he was asked about it, you never know, which is pretty interesting.
Am I casual for kind of like forgetting he was even a switch hitter?
No, I don't think so. I mean, obviously, 70% of the time he's facing a righty, so he'll bat from the left side, and he always says he's better from the left side, which, I'm not sure if you're about to say this, but like this is where switch hitting is always kind of like, I feel like why I could never do it. It's like, the second I hit one home run from whatever side I hit the home run on, you bet your ass I'm swinging from that side the second at bat. And like, it always is in my head. And obviously, this is the case with anybody, or every switch hitter. Like we've seen successful ones many times before, but like, it's very hard for me to believe that, you're equally as good on each side. Which, Waldo, knowing he's talked about that going into this potential change, like to me, it just makes sense, bro. Bat from the left side. You're clearly better off that way. And like, lefty is tough. I don't know. It's interesting. It kind of like, if you're on the fence about switch hitting, I feel like you shouldn't be a switch hitter. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, yeah, but that's kind of my thing too. Like I can't remember, I'm trying to pull up his stats batting from the right side of the plate, but I can't remember the last like impactful at bat from him. Has he ever hit a home run from the right side of the plate? Because I can't even
Yeah.
think of one.
He hit the one in LA that Nuki hit in the game Judge broke the wall.
That was from the right side.
Yeah, it was from the right side. He pulled it. Yeah, and by the way, so you roasted the shit out of Oswaldo September 4th, 2023. Since then, he has a 378 OBP. He's slugging 419 with a 128 WRC plus. So Pat and guys watching at home, I think we all need to thank Mr. Hennessy here for saving Oswaldo Cabrera's season and potentially his career because he's red hot ever since.
Yeah, no, I mean it's fantastic. It's the same thing as Rodon, right? Like if I'm ripping a player to shreds, I hope that they improve, right? I don't
Right.
I'm never in the boat where I want to see a player do bad to fit my own narrative. You know what I
That's
mean?
good. That's very good. That's what everybody should be. I mean, I kind of wish I had your power, bro. Maybe I should start doing that because when I compliment players, they fall off a cliff. Shout out Jake Bowers.
Yeah, that is true. But also, by the way, I'm looking at Waldo's stats, and he's better as a right-handed hitter.
Oh, really? Then I should just
Yeah. So
huh. How many at
in,
bats?
in his in his career, he has 323 at bats as a lefty, where he has a 651 OPS, and then he has 82 at bats as a righty, where he has a 699 OPS.
Okay, all righty. So no, that doesn't do anything for me then because majority of his
Yeah,
at
but
bats.
also power wise, it's pretty equivalent. Like he has 3 home runs and 82 at bats as a righty, and 8 home runs and 323 at bats as a lefty. So it's like,
It's interesting. I just more so look at it like from both sides. Waldo has been bad, and like
yeah.
we should just get into the question for for Waldo. Like, what's the question? Are you gonna present it?
Oh yeah, no, I thought you were going to present.
No.
Do we see him in a starting role next year, especially as the Yankees kind of await the return of Jasson Dominguez? They have 2 outfield spots open. Can Waldo take one?
I think right now, gun in my head, I believe the Yankees signed Cody Bellinger, who'll play center field. I'm gaining traction on that in my head, even more so than usual. I think that's going to
How
happen.
many years?
So he's your center fielder. I think 5, 6 max. I think you might be looking at actually like a similar deal to
No.
Rodon. Yes. If you want to get, I'm telling you,
6 years for Bellinger's
okay,
a
whether the
lot.
Yankees give him or not, sure. But I'm telling you right now, that's what his market will be. Like he'll get at least 5 years. I like guarantee that. So that's what the deal will come down to, I think. But anyways, I believe you're looking at a left field to start next year. Barring a quick little like Randall Grichuk signing or like a 1 year Hunter Renfroe type thing, which he just got released.
Peterson.
Again. He can't play left, bro. If we didn't have Stan, I'd say yes, but like that'd
Jorge
be
Soler.
I wouldn't be opposed to Soler. But anyways, I believe we're looking at Pereira and Waldo. Yeah, to like platoon to start next year until Jason's back.
Bro, that's disgusting.
No, I know.
If you
know,
go
I
into
know.
next season with that, you're not competing. Like it come on.
Remember, this is my right now prediction of what I think will happen because I believe the Yankees, and you have to look at like the free agents available and like just in general who's available. I mean, you could theoretically, we talked about Soto a lot last week. If you were to get Bellinger, you could still trade for Soto. But my prediction, I don't think they'll get both. I think could get one of the two. Until Jason comes back, yeah, Pereira and Waldo, maybe you. Nah, yeah, that's straight up my prediction, dog. I think that's what's happening.
I that
How would I
that
want?
would be bad.
Oh, here's my point. I think the Yankees they are gonna spend big, I believe, this offseason. I believe we're gonna have like a kind of similar, not as much, but like to a 2013 to 2014 offseason where they got Tanaka, Beltran, McCann, somebody else, Ellsbury, Jesus Christ. I think they'll spend some money this weekend. Jesus Christ. Bellinger and Yamamoto will be Yankees this offseason. And then you'll have to fill the rest of the holes elsewhere. So it won't be a total thing of like, oh, wow, this team sucks. We're completely running it back. Like, I think we'll have kind of a new squad next year. The rotation's going to look different as well. But left field, I think we might, until Jason comes back, we might be kind of in the shitter.
I wouldn't go more than 4 years on Bellinger, by the way. That's just me, especially because I want Juan Soto. And I feel like giving Cody Bellinger a 6-year deal definitely would like make the Yankees a little bit more hesitant.
Real quick. Soto, by the way, and this goes for a narrative that he could be traded this offseason. He just like roasted the whole Padres clubhouse, by the way. Did you see that? He said like he was basically called they were, the same question they're asked every day, like, what went wrong with this group? Why didn't you make the playoffs? And he said something. I want to get the exact quote right here because Jimmy just tweeted it. But yeah, he was asked like what went wrong in the clubhouse or whatever, and he said, Hold on. I might cut this last 2 seconds if this take us so long. God damn it. Where's the fucking quote? All right, never mind. Anyways, what he said was he was basically saying the guys in here just may not have it or like may not know how to win, which is not exactly something you want to say regarding your teammates. So with everything we already knew about the financial situation that a trade was possible, like there's some toxicity in that clubhouse. Want to reiterate, a Juan Soto deal this offseason is not like some pipe dream by Yankee fans. He could get traded, and we have a farm system that could entice the Padres. So just putting that out there, it's legit a thing.
Spencer Jones?
No, not only because it's.
I do.
Nah. I mean,
everyone is available for Juan Soto, bro. If Spencer Jones turns into half of what Juan Soto is, you're satisfied.
Dude, this is like it's like when people said give DJ a blank check. It's like I want DJ back too. I know this is a figure of speech, but you can get DJ back while not giving him $200 million, and you can get Juan Soto without giving up the whole farm. I think because, well, here's the thing. I think you can, yes, because there's only 1 year. I think the package we talked about last week revolving around like Austin Wells, Oswald Peraza, or Pereira, or Schmidt, whoever the hell, like those guys bet word. I don't think you have to go as far as Spencer Jones, but say like the deal's on the table and that's like the final negotiation thing is, yo, Spencer Jones, you're not getting him. Yeah, I would. I don't think you have to do that, but yes, so I would do that. Yes.
So would I. But
you better extend his.
Bringing this back to Waldo real quick. I definitely think what we've seen from him the second half is nice, but I think he's more suited in like a utility bench role, especially with IKF off the books at the end of the season. I think he's kind of just the utility guy off the bench. I prefer not to see him as a starting left fielder.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's what it comes down to be is like, yo, you go with Pereira and left, which I wouldn't be thrilled about either. But also, let's be fair to him. He hasn't had that much of a run either. Pereira's had less than 100 at bats, and he's gotten banged up. So, and he's had good AAA numbers. I mean, he might be legit. If you start him in left, and then you kind of, whether you spell him a day with Waldo or it does mix into some sort of platoon, like, I think bottom line is what we're getting at here is like Waldo will have some sort of significant role in the roster.
Some role. Yeah.
Which is fine. I mean, as a utility guy, like if he were to be a legit utility guy, like that's fine. Because the defense is fine with Waldo and he's a good arm. So
yeah.
I don't have a concern about him being on the roster. I'm with you. I don't think it should be the starting left fielder, but I think it's possible he sees a lot of time out there.
Before we get into big news, topic number 4. Did you see Wainwright get 200 wins?
Yeah, I was happy for him. I saw he pitched well. Shit. I don't know why you asked, but I think it's good that like he finally got it before he's gonna go out.
Yeah, I kind of just wanted to bring it up because it was a massive storyline last night, and maybe this is just me being like a hater. I feel like it's being made way too big of a deal.
What, 200 wins or just like Adam?
Yeah,
I think
like
it's because 200 wins isn't huge, but I mean maybe in these days it is. I think it's more so.
But wins
Adam Wainwright,
as a whole,
right? Well, I mean, I think it has a place. Wins have a place when talking about like a long career that's going about almost 20 years for him. Like 200 wins is cool. When CC got to 250, that's cool. I think it's more so just a chance to celebrate a guy that everybody likes. Like Adam Wainwright's an awesome dude. You see, he's going to do a concert too. Like before he's doing a concert at Busch Stadium as like a send off because he's a musician apparently. And
yeah, I just think it's a little embarrassing. Like the way I look at it is, I always like to go back to A-Rod, and A-Rod retired at 696 home runs. And he was bad in 2016. He definitely could have stuck around with some team somewhere and started chasing four more home runs to hit 700. And that's a 10 times bigger milestone than 200 wins is. And he didn't want to do it because he didn't want to embarrass himself, much like Adam Wainwright has done this season with his near 8-7 year.
All right. I think you're crazy. You're being a hater. Adam Wainwright had a good
How
year.
am I being a hater? He's embarrassed himself this season.
No, stop. No, relax. God damn. Adam Wainwright was having a good year last year. He came back and was expected to be contributing to a good Cardinals team. They've been asked, and he's not the reason they've been asked. He's been a contributing factor, but even if he's pitching a damn good year, they were screwed.
No, but it's an embarrassing season.
It's not like he came back. No, I think it's very different what Wainwright's doing. Not even doing, but like A-Rod, he could have signed on with another team to get those 4 extra homers. And I'll tell you right now, I feel like with the way the Yankees have treated him afterwards since he retired, I bet he regrets that. He probably should have signed with Miami or Tampa. Yeah. Like the offers on the table and just get those 4 homers. I bet he wish he did do that. But it's not like it'd be different if, and I wouldn't even give a shit either way, but if Wainwright signed a deal coming off just being 199 for his career, signed a deal for next year just to get that 200th win, maybe that'd be a little bit excessive. But I think we should, bro, we may have to turn this into a little bit of a bit, like flashing lights, like Pat being a hater. That's just
It's not even no.
It's a
How is
segment.
that being a hater?
We should have one. I think we should embrace this. Actually, we should have one segment a week. I'm not kidding. On every show, something you just don't fucking like, and it could be anything, whether it's the cereal you had in the morning or like some sort of player pissing you off. I don't mind it. It's the way you are with certain things, and not all the time. You're really like you're positive and normal 95% of the time, but just sometimes it comes out that you got to roast somebody. It's like I get it.
Can I tell you what it is? I think it's because I'm such a passionate person where it's I either like really, really love someone or something like Cole or A-Rod or something along those lines, or I really, really dislike something where it really irks me. I think that's exactly what it is.
All your
I
opinions
have
are very polarizing.
Yeah. I have very extreme opinions. I have very extreme feelings one way or the other. And it's kind of funny because I think it was Feo that commented on the last episode. He said, wow, like Dan was the pessimistic one in this episode, but I'm really impressed how Pat still found a way to be the negative one. I'm like, okay, that's nice.
Yeah.
But yeah,
let's get into though, bro. Like we're not kissing fucking. I mean, like I might kiss some ass, and when I do, you kind of bring me back down to earth. When you're kicking some ass, I bring you up back to earth. It kind of levels out.
No, it works. And did you see Brennan's tweet last night? It was there was a tweet thrown out. It was like when your team's eliminated from postseason contention, like do you root for another one? And I think you said like fuck no. But then I quoted the tweet and I put like the Bryce Harper Phillies thing, and Brennan's like, I love the duality of the Yankees Avenue Show.
Yes, I don't like that you're fucking. We've talked about it so much. I still can't believe you. Let's run through this
going
real quick.
Confirmed. Remember,
I gotta be out. I gotta be out within like.
Yeah, that's fine. We got this. Yeah, I don't, bro. I run this show like it's nobody's business. We're gonna be done in 9.
I run the show. We run this fucking show. Okay.
Who fucking organizes our time constraints, huh?
Hey,
who paces the show?
That's why I brought you on, dude. You're good at your job.
Yeah, thank you.
You're good at your job, dude.
What was I even saying? Yeah, Philly confirmed. By the way, topic number 4. Let's talk about Frankie Montas because Cy Young candidate Frankie Montas. By the way, that's how Sports Illustrated worded this article. They said Yankee Cy Young candidate is returning, which is an insane thing to say. But yeah, he made a rehab appearance in just for an inning in AAA on Sunday. Would you consider bringing back my man Frankie Montas on a 1-year deal for 2024?
Yes, I would. A 1-year deal, less than $10 million. I mean, honestly, I wouldn't be opposed to it. If and the Yankees would really have to do a deep dive, like tear this motherfucker apart in the MRI machine and be like, yo, is he healthy? Because if he is, like, let's not fool ourselves in thinking Frankie Montas is a bad pitcher. Like, he's technically a top 10 arm in the American League starting pitching wise when he's healthy. So with that said, and the fact that he's already pitching, that's a big difference maker for me. Is like, I remember having this conversation going back to like Tyone. It was the fact of coming off a serious surgery when they're rehabbing, and same with like Jordan Montgomery in 2019. When you come back for a quick little stint to finish out the season, like you're building off, throwing a couple innings to finish out the year coming off surgery. That's so much better than like not hearing from them at all. So I'm actually, if we were to bring Montas back, I'm glad he's making this little 1-inning rehab start, which really is just for his benefit, I guess. I mean, it's not like the Yankees are going to bring him back this year. Although I will say, if they were to make the playoffs, I bet you he would get a playoff start. I bet you.
Probably, yeah.
I feel like he really would have. But yeah, no, I would if because you got to fill out a rotation next year, and Frankie Montas is like your 5th. That's what you have to be. You got to bring him back, or like, even just like his depth or whatever. Like, do you want to make your point back? Yes, I want to sign Frankie Montas.
Okay, so my thoughts on bringing Montas on 1-year deal is if you're gonna go this route, you got to go this route with either him or Sevy. If you're gonna give one like question mark a 1-year deal going into 2024, it's got to be him or Sevy, or I guess someone else out there. I don't know. But if we're just comparing these two guys currently on the roster, I think I'm going Montas.
Definitely. Yeah. I mean, because Sevy technically is healthy. And well, not now, but Sevy was healthy a lot of this year, and he just wasn't pitching well. Montas, you didn't see him, but you assume, and this goes back to last year too, like part of his performance being so bad was because the shoulder was fucked up. Series going off. Yeah, I think, and also going back,
I would give him a 1-year deal.
Like, I don't want to bring Sevy back or try to talk myself into bringing Sevy back because I want to close the book on that chapter as much as possible on the baby bombers. Frankie Montas, like, as far as I'm concerned, he never was even a Yankee. Like, it'd almost be like a fresh signing. Like, I haven't seen the dude in over a year. Like, I don't look at it as old bad blood that we're bringing back, trying to like rehash something that didn't work. We never really got a full chance to see it work, in my opinion, which is the Yankees' fault. Like, I don't have ill will towards him. The Yankees acquired a hurt pitcher. Not his fault. So I wonder what the contract would be. Like a 1 year,
One
probably a 1 year 10.
year, maybe less, to be
Yeah,
honest.
yeah, maybe
Yeah.
less.
Cy Young candidate, Frankie Montas. Yo, can we do topic number 5? This is kind of a fun one. You have no idea what it is.
5 comes after 4, so yes, why not?
Okay, so this has nothing to do with sports, nothing to do with anything. But I was casually browsing on Twitter the other day, and I saw that there is an asteroid the size of 22 atomic bombs that scientists believe is going to hit Earth in 2182. And it got me thinking, bro, that is
Word?
technically 150 years from now, right? Not
Oh,
in our lifetime.
2182, not
21, no,
2082.
not
Okay.
20, no,
I was
no.
still kind
But
of
like
chilling with that. Like I could be dead by then, even if I'm not. Like I had a good life.
but what they're trying to do is like divert it. I don't know like how they're
Right.
gonna do it, but that's what
Yeah.
their plan is right now. But it gets me thinking. Let's say, oh, it is hitting Earth 2182. That's like our great grandchildren. And let's say you die, you're 85. That's 2085. It's like 100 years. Would you like feel any sort of sadness, or would you be like, oh no, like I really feel bad for what's about to happen to these people in 100 years? Or is it kind of just like, yo, not gonna be here, not my problem?
Right now, honestly, so we're assuming if it were 2082, not 2182.
No,
We will be
2182. That's what we're assuming.
okay. So, well, right
But
now,
like,
selfishly, I think I don't feel too bad about it because, like, my instant thought, even when you said 2082, was like, shit. I mean, I'll be in a retirement home by then. Like, I don't really give a fuck. If I did have kids and like I was aware of them, or I knew any sort of young person, I would feel horrible. Like that sucks. Like you don't get to live out your life, and like you're gonna be talked about like the dinosaurs in 100 years. You know what I'm saying? Like you might as well be a T-Rex. But if I'm just chilling in my like, say we're chilling in a retirement home, like me, you, just fucking playing solitaire or whatever the hell, like that's our
doing the
little
Yankees
bubble.
Avenue Show.
Just old people, yeah, like doing shit like that, bro. Like fuck it, bro. Like we had a good run. It was a good time, and screw the rest of y'all. I don't really know.
Yeah,
I
that
think asteroids are fucking sick, and I think the idea that we can like, yeah, divert them like that and just kind of blow them up, and we're tracking them at all times is pretty cool. And it's like a secure feeling. Like I actually trust the world or the U.S. or whoever's in charge of this shit. I mean, because that's the thing that's funny too, bro. It's like it's not even just like a U.S. Like who addresses that? Like, is it like not the president of the United States technically, right? Or I mean, maybe because we're like,
NASA, I guess, right?
I
That's like
guess, but what
no,
even
that's the United States
that's
thing, I think.
America though. So it's like, I mean, what we're kind of getting at here is through all our, tribulations and errors we may have had as a country, we still are the number one fucking main character in the world, baby. I mean, we are the capital of the free world. So that being said, we are in charge of this shit. And I trust America to keep me safe and sound and not turn us into fried pork chops, which I actually, you know what I had last night at the diner?
Pork chops
Fried or baked pork chops. I don't even like pork chops, but it was a special. It
at
was
a
a really
diner.
special.
Bold
How do
move.
you feel?
Bold move.
Would you feel scared?
No. I mean, here's the thing, right? Like, let's say you die 2085. Odds are, if your great grandchildren are just being born, like they'll probably be around for the asteroid impact, right? If
Yes.
they live a decent life. So maybe I'd feel like a little bit sadness for them. But at the end of the day, like the way I look at it right now, dude, that's so far in the future, not my problem. One thing that is interesting though, I don't think they're real, but they found those aliens in Mexico. You saw that?
Yeah, well, I believe in aliens 100%, but those things were
Those
fun.
aren't real though.
That
Yeah,
shit was
yeah.
straight
Okay,
out of like a
cool. Glad
Steven
we're on the same
Spielberg
page.
movie. Yeah. I mean, I think aliens are fascinating and they're certainly, but aliens don't freak me out either because I believe they have been here. I do. And the fact that they, as far as I know, haven't hurt us is a good sign. Like, I think there definitely has been some sort, and when things really spiked up after the atomic bomb, once that happened, like obviously during World War II, like whether it's alien sightings or just like weird sounds people are hearing or just activity period in the topic, like or the genre of aliens has gone up. Like that's where shit really started to go crazy is after the atomic bomb. But as far as I know, nobody's ever gotten like killed by an alien, so maybe we're chilling with them.
Final question on this. Do you think in our lifetime there will be firm evidence that we have like made contact with aliens or vice versa, or like some sort of concrete evidence of aliens in our lifetime?
I wouldn't be shocked if we technically already have had it, but confirmed to the
No, I
public
mean like public knowledge,
like we know.
yeah.
Yes, I think it'll be against the will of the person technically giving it out. Like I don't think it'll be like I feel like somebody's gonna hack into a database one day that confirms it, or there'll be some president that like tells all like former press some shit like that. I don't even know if the president knows, bro. Like I wouldn't be shocked.
No, they do. They
I
do.
would do
They do.
well. See, I don't know though, because it's like, all right, Biden's ass walks into office, whoever the next president is.
Well, that's what they
How
do.
do you know you can technically trust that dude? I know you disclose all the intel and they know a lot of the shit, but
Yeah.
if you're really trying to cover up aliens, like say I get elected president, I'm starting tomorrow. Like, are they really going to tell me everything? Because you bet your ass I'm telling you 8 years later that,
No,
they got aliens.
No, you wouldn't. You wouldn't.
I would
You'd
tell
be
you.
scared for your life, bro.
Well, that's concerning then. If there's threats going around about intelligence regarding aliens being revealed in the United States of America. Good episode today. Really good episode. That was a good one for a little playoff elimination September 19th episode. Speaking of episodes, new Ahsoka premiere tonight, episode 6. I guess you haven't been watching Star Wars Ahsoka because you don't watch Star Wars. Anyways, Anakin Skywalker showed up last week. Spoilers, but if you're interested in the show, you know that by now.
Why would you say that, bro?
I know. I'm so sorry. What's buzzing off? Oh, Siri, stop telling me to stand. Siri told me to stand yesterday while being standing. Good episode, Pat. Socials.
Yes, great episode.
Say
socials, TikTok and Twitter at Unhinged Patrick, Instagram at True Hennessy. Dan, you want to tell them yours?
Yeah, Yankees Avenue Instagram, Yankees Avenue here on YouTube. Dan on Rourke on Twitter, I guess. Dan on Rourke on Instagram. So we got a 3-game set with the Blue Jays, which I mean we're technically still 6 back of them. I just want to kind of ruin their season. So 3 with the Blue Jays
Cole's
back.
Oh no, finish your point.
I'll be back on Friday, I guess.
Oh yeah, Garrett Cole's final start at Yankee Stadium this season in his Cy Young campaign will be on Thursday night against the Blue Jays. So. And apparently Fire Cashman night is Friday night. May or may not be there.
Yeah, we'll see what's going on with that, bro. I mean, that's kind of no balls if that ends up being a nothing burger after all that talk. Yankees have a decent month of not even looking that good, and all of a sudden it goes away. That'd be pretty stupid. But hey, I'm not going, so I can't really roast. But you are.
Oh, maybe. We'll see.
I don't know if you want me to disclose. Yeah, you're thinking about it.
Yeah.
All right. See you guys next time. Let's go Yankees. Her body's going like September. She burns through the night like an ember. And all those things we try forgetting, I remember.